Alright, so I've done some testing with these larger solar battery generators. They're really cool because they have a lot of power capability, talking about like 7,200 watts of power capability. Alright, but I want to share something very important with you guys, and that's something I learned after leaving these two together side by side overnight in the basement without me around. And that's in the morning, I came out and one of these little guys was here. Now, of course, I'm just joking, but this is a new Jackery Explorer 240D, and this is a really cool unit because it is small and lightweight and packable. Now, there are a lot of different sizes that Jackery does offer. This one is really designed to help power up a family. You're doing a road trip, a camping trip, but you need multiple devices to be powered up. That's what this one is really designed for. It only does DC output and DC input, so it doesn't have an AC converter, but that helps make this thing about 70% smaller than an equivalent one that would have AC, and then also makes it lighter. So this one is under 5 pounds, so my pinky can easily pick this up. And I want to show you what all it can power here. One of the really cool features, I'm not showing you the unboxing because the unboxing is really nothing to it. Open the box, and then this is in there, and it has a little paper guide in it. But at first I was like, wow, it doesn't even have a power cord or a USB cord with it. But I was actually surprised to find out that this handle is actually a power cord that you undo, and there you have a USB-C to USB-C power cord that can go in here. You have 3 different USB-C ports. One of them also doubles as a input as well as the output, and that one can do 140 watts. The one above it, C2, is a 100 watt output, and then C3 right beside that one is a 15 watt output, and then the USB A is also a 15 watt output. So it can use all of those putting out stuff. And then the circular one is a solar powered input that you can use one of Jackery's solar power kits with a plug, and that plugs in there and charges it up. It does about 3.5 hours it takes to charge it from this solar one. That's using about 0 to 80% of battery state charge. Obviously at 80% to 100, batteries take a little bit longer to charge up than earlier. Or you can hook it up to a wall adapter, like a laptop power adapter, whatever, and you can charge it up that way as well. And if I could, please do hit that like button on this video below. That does really help out my channel. And then of course, if you like it and you want to see more of it, then hit the subscribe button as well, and then hit the bell icon. That's going to notify you every time I put out new videos, which I do at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week. So feel free to tag along. Do engage with my channel. Put a comment below. I do actually read the comments. I try to get back to them. Now, as far as size goes, I do have one of these little power banks. Now, these ones are normally about 10,000 milliamp hours of capacity, or 5,000 milliamp hours. Those are kind of the 2 most common sizes that I've seen. This one's 80,000. So this one has a lot more capacity. Compared to this one, it's about 8 times capacity. If you have a 5,000 milliamp hour one, then it'll be 16 times the capacity. So this one has a lot of capacity where you can charge a lot of different devices. The other key thing that's actually probably more important to me than just that capacity is the amount of power output that this one can do. Like I said before, it can do the 140 watt peak output for that that USB-C connection. This one can only do, I think, 18 watts, so much slower charge. And what we've found is that we have like our girls' soccer game, and we might be out there for a few hours. We have a tournament where they have games spread apart, and we were taking pictures and, of course, scrolling Facebook and YouTube and whatnot when we're out there, and so our batteries die. Well, my wife and I, this basically only keeps up with the battery usage. It doesn't really charge the phones much when you're using them full time. So this one allows us to have multiple connections, multiple devices, not only plugged in, but charging while they're in use. So the higher output is great. It allows it to power laptops. It can power, even like a Starlink internet, any typical device that can use USB-C. This one can pretty much handle it. Alright, so just for fun, I have a lot of these things plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and power this device on here. You can see it's at 100% charge. All right, so I have a lot of devices here just to show you a little bit of what it can do. So I have it powered on. I don't have anything plugged in yet, but I can plug in something like my DJI drone battery setup here. This one actually takes a lot of power. Once that kicks on, I can't see it from here, but I'm sure some of these lights are charging. So I can see it starting to charge up. It's going 83 watts. I think you'll get closer. Oh yeah, so this one right now is plugged in. So this one should get up close to 100 watts once it gets going there. So now we're at about 100 watts output. I can plug in my other battery bank here. This one uses USB micro instead of C for the output, so that's going to crank that up. Alright, so I just plugged it into this guy. This one's powering up. So this is a T-Mobile 5G home internet, and this one does not take a lot of power at all. Now I have it plugged into one of the higher power ones, but it only takes about 5 watts. I think I've seen it go up a little bit higher than that once it's fully booted up. But at 5 watts, I think this one's watt hour capability is 256, if I believe. So that means it should last, what's that, about 50 hours at that 5 watt output. So call it 2 days that it should be able to run this constantly on, if that's the only thing plugged in. But this can obviously do a lot more power than that. Gotta plug this one into the 100 watt output. So now plugging in this drone battery bank, that should start to crank up the power. You see it cranking up there now once it gets going. This should put me at 100 watts, give or take. Output looks like at 90. And then I can plug in this other one. This gives me 4 different charging capabilities, so I can plug in something like my drone controller. I can get my GoPro here, plug it in, get it going. I can get even my phones going here. Each one of these guys plugged in should be doing something here. I can see it's charging. It's saying it's doing a fast charge, and it's doing 1 hour 39 minutes, which is typical for full charging. And then I can plug in my other battery bank even here and get that guy charging, and we can see how much we're going to be putting out. Basically 100 watts pretty easily here. This guy's charging, everything's still powered up. This one is powered up, but I don't have a SIM card in it, so it's not very happy. But this, you can see, is outputting all of this. And even with all these powered up, here at 89 watts, let's see, that's going to be several hours of capability. They can be charging all this stuff up, and of course this will be all charged up in several hours. So I can recharge all of these devices if they're battery powered, or I can power ones like this. I don't have a battery in them for a couple days with this little unit. So that's what's really cool about this, is that it is light, compact, it's portable, but it actually has a substantial amount of power. Like I said, this can power something like a laptop that takes the USB-C connection and keep that working for you when you're out away from power. So really cool device here. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments down below. I like to read the comments. I'll try to answer it. This is a device that Jackery did send me, but I use these for my own personal uses, and I provide feedback for how they perform over time as well. In just a few seconds that I was talking there, I saw the battery percentage go up by a tick or 2 percentage points, and then same thing for this phone as well. Alright, and then the other question I get a lot is the lifespan. How long will this last for? And so this battery chemistry, they claim about 6,000 cycles of discharging and charging that it can handle, and still have at least 70% of its capacity. So as batteries age, they tend to lose capacity. So they can still do the same amount of power output, but it's not going to have as much usable capacity. And it's because the way batteries work is they're constrained by their worst performing cell. So that said, that means they claim about 10 years of lifespan. But if you don't use it super frequently, if you use it like a couple times a month maybe, I would say you're probably going to get more than that. You might even get something like 15 years, and that's still to get to 70% of capacity. So you can still use it, it's just going to keep kind of getting worse and worse over time. So definitely expect many years of use out of it. And so hopefully that answers a lot of your questions on this unit. And feel free to check out these other videos that I overlay on the screen. You can click on those and you can see more content either about Jackery or other products that I have out there. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.